Hello everyone, my name is Cassandra Scott, and I have been vaping for about 4 years now. That's I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I went and switched over um, at that time to vape and haven't went back. It's a lot healthier for you, and it has less of the chemicals that a cigarette would have in it. So today I want to show you guys how to put a tank back together and add juice to it so that your coil doesn't burn out. Now I've got the bottom of my tank already on my mod. So this is my mod, this is the bottom part of the tank. And then we have the tank itself and the lid where you vape out of. These will all go together. This is your coil. This is very important that you lubricate the coil and all the smaller coils on the inside as so that it won't burn up easily. I have pre-wiped all of these down. When you go to change juice, I suggest taking everything apart and wiping it down very, very well so that you won't have to taste the old juice quite as bad for however long it may take to get out of your tank, out of your coil. Before you go ahead and try to start lubricating your coil, you want to make sure that you shake your bottle of juice very, very well so that the nicotine can evenly distribute in the juice. Because if you don't do that, the nicotine is going to be all the way at the end or all the way at the top, and you're going to get a whole tank full of nicotine, and that's not going to be very good for you. Okay, so the brand that I'm using is Pop Clouds. It's watermelon candy. It's one of my favorite. They come with a dropper, which is weird for me because I've never used a dropper before. But, I mean, it does get into small places. So, as you can see, there's insides of these. You're going to want to stick it in there and kind of get into the different compartments with the juice. So, mine has 3 coils in one. You could probably see it like that. And you'll want to juice the insides of all of those. And some of it will run out on you. That's normal. You just have to make sure that you're doing this over the paper towel. So then you do the sides as well, the little filters on the sides. And I will show you one here in just a second. These filters right here, there's 4 of them, and you'll want to make sure you get those juiced up as well. So it's pretty lubricated, and it's messy, but that's kind of what you have to do. Now what you'll do is you'll take this bottom that has this on it, so you see, and you'll place it inside here and twist it on. And then I would use the toilet paper to finish twisting. But don't use too much force or it will break. So okay, got my coil on the bottom of my tank. Now what you'll do is you'll take this and the bottom side you'll put onto here. And again, more than likely we'll have to use the paper towel and twist it on there until it gets to where it's tight. So there you go. Now before you put your lid on, this is when you will be adding your juice. And see, there's 2 places. Each slit is an area that you can add your juice at. You don't want to add it to the middle because you've already lubricated that area. You don't want to overdo it and drown it. So you want to make sure you're putting it in just these slits and not in the center. And so it'll just slide in there. And if you get a drop or two in the middle, it's not a big thing. We just don't want it going into the coil and having it completely filled up with juice. The point is to just lubricate it, not to surround it in it. And see, it's starting to fill up. It's another reason I don't like the dropper. It does take quite a bit to get it to where it needs to be. Alright, so that looks pretty full. As you can see, the yellow, that's the nicotine within the juice. Drum mix. I like to do that before I put the lid on because I really don't want to make the lid all greasy either. So this is the top where you vape out of, where it connects to the bottom. So you just sit it on there, screw it on like you did the rest of it. Excuse me, and here you go. Fully put together tank with coil, filled with juice. You have to click it 5 times to turn it on and off. It's a really good safety feature as well if you have younger children. Now, for a little bit, it's going to taste like the old juice. What I did at the beginning, where I blew it out at first, that's kind of what you need to do a few times to try to get that out of the coil as much as possible. But other than that, that's how you will change your juice. Thank you.